The grand hive of the thrice-keen Dominion glittered like a shard of polished obsidian against the velvet dark of space. Within its deepest chamber, the Queen Mother, a being of luminous chitin and wise, multifaceted eyes, observed the swirling star chart. Her daughter, the Princess Heir, stood beside her, her own form sleeker, her vibrant hue a mark of her youth. "The projection concludes," the Queen Mother said, her voice a soft hum that resonated in the chamber. "The system designated Orion Spur remains the optimal location for our next nesting spire. The dominant species there is presynaptic, fragmented. They will offer no meaningful resistance." The princess shifted, a slight clatter of her forelimbs. "Mother, there is a complication in that sector." "A complication?" The Queen's antennae tilted. "Their warring nation-states are not a complication. They are a signature of primal chaos. We will bring order." "Not the states," the princess said. Her voice carried a strange frequency, a warmth the Queen could not place. "An individual. A human male." The star chart flickered. The Queen turned fully, her great eyes reflecting her daughter's form. "An individual? You have made contact with a presynaptic?" "This is not protocol." "Protocol was followed until first contact," the princess replied, standing firm. "He was part of a deep-range scientific outpost on a moon we surveyed. Their ship was damaged. I ordered a rescue." A sentimental gesture. "Explain the complication." The princess gathered herself. "He is not like the projections. His mind is quiet, not silent, but contained. He does not broadcast his emotional state. He builds it into things. He repaired a damaged drone with tools meant for crystal, using logic we had not considered. He sees connections where we see only data." The Queen dismissed this with a wave of a limb. "Clever hands do not make a synaptic equal. He is an animal with tools. You will have him mind-scanned for useful data and return to his homeworld before our arrival." "I cannot," the princess said, and the air grew still. "You cannot?" "I have bonded with him." The hum in the chamber dropped to a subsonic thrum. The Queen's luminous body dimmed. "You have done what?" "A bonding is for hive kin, for merging minds and purpose. You cannot bond with a creature that has no synaptic field." "He has a field," the princess insisted, her own light pulsing. "It is not like ours. It is a deep, slow well, not a shining web. He speaks of loyalty not to a hive or a nation, but to individuals. He speaks of promises that outlive the self. He defended the outpost not with weapons, but by rerouting power through a secondary system he built from scrap. He saved 3 of his kind and 2 of our scouts with that action. I have felt his resolve. It is not loud. It is heavy. It is real." The Queen was appalled. "You have let this creature's primitive psychology affect your higher functions. This is a tragedy. A scandal. The Princess Heir wed to a beast from a world we are about to claim. He is not a beast." The princess's tone held a new, firm edge. "And we will not claim his world." Silence, profound and total, filled the chamber. The Queen finally spoke, her voice cold. "The fleet is already moving. The directive is set. Orion Spur will be a new hive. Its biomass will be repurposed. Its species, including the humans, will be archived if useful or otherwise managed. This is not a discussion." "Then let me show you," the princess said. She gestured, and a portal shimmered open. "See the complication for yourself." Against her every instinct, the Queen followed her daughter out of the chamber and into the residential annexes. They stopped before a door, which slid open. The room was a blend of hive aesthetic and chaotic human practicality. Gleaming crystal surfaces were covered with carefully arranged human tools, data slates, and strange, flat images of Earth landscapes. In the center, The human male stood. He was tall for his kind and solidly built. He wore a simple combination of hive-synthesized fabric and his own patched uniform. In his hands, he held a hive data crystal, but it was encased in a woven lattice of metal wires, a small light pulsing at its heart. He looked up as they entered. His face, so limited in expression compared to keen features, showed a calm awareness. He placed the crystal device down and gave a slow, slight bow of his head, first to the queen, then to the princess. The gesture was deliberate, respectful, but devoid of submission. "Mother," the princess said, her hum warm, "this is the man I wed." The queen stared. She pushed her powerful synaptic field toward him, seeking the chaotic storm of fear, aggression, or awe she expected from a presynaptic. She encountered not a wall, but a depth, a calm, watchful presence. Thoughts moved like slow currents in a dark ocean. Concern for his mate, analysis of the queen's posture, a steely, unyielding core of resolve. It was profoundly alien. It was not noise. It was silence that spoke. "You are the one," the queen hummed, her tone laced with icy disapproval. "I am," the man said. His voice was a low vibration, translated through the princess's pendant. "Thank you for allowing me to meet you. I allowed no such thing. You disrupt 1,000 cycles of planning. You cloud the mind of my heir. You are a problem." The man considered this. He picked up the encased crystal. "I understand your perspective. From orbit, my people look like ants, chaotic, destructive, a resource. My wife showed me your projections." He said the word wife with a gentle firmness that made the queen's chitin tighten. "They were accurate, as far as they went." "They go far enough," the queen stated. "Do they?" He asked. He held up the device. "This is a synaptic relay. Your technology. I could not interface with it. My mind does not work that way. So I asked a different question. Not how do I use it, but how does it work? I mapped its energy paths. I found it had a flaw, a feedback loop in its tertiary phase that could, under specific conditions, cause a cascade failure in systems linked to it." He offered the device to the queen. She did not take it. "Your projections see the anthill. They do not see the ant that can find the flaw in the stone your hive is built upon." The queen's multifaceted eyes narrowed. "A threat? From one?" "An observation," the man said. "From one who loves your daughter. You plan to bring order to chaos. But you mistake us. Our chaos is our engine. It is what made me look at your perfect crystal and see not a tool, but a puzzle. It is what made my people claw our way from the mud to the stars, not with unity, but with 1,000 competing, screaming dreams. You would silence those dreams. You would fail. We have silenced greater civilizations," the queen hissed. "Have you?" The man's deep voice remained calm. "Have you ever met a civilization that built its greatest works not for the collective, but for the single fleeting idea of one mind? That waged war for a poem or crossed a continent for a glance? You archive useful data. What will you do with our music? With our stories of love that defies kingdoms? You will not bring order to that chaos, Majesty. You will break it, and in breaking it, you will lose something the universe may never make again." He stepped forward, not aggressively, but to stand beside the princess. He did not touch her, but their proximity was its own language. "My wife believes there is another way, a way of exchange, not conquest. She sees it because she looked, not at the anthill, but at a single ant. And she found something worth more than biomass." The queen looked at her daughter. She saw the princess's posture, not submissive, but aligned with the human. A united front. She looked back at the human, at his steady gaze, at the quiet, immense gravity of his presence. His mind was not a bright web to be joined. It was a fortress to be respected. A world in itself. The fleet was waiting. The directive was clear. The logic was impeccable. But the queen was a being of mind, and for the first time in her long reign, she had encountered a logic she had not written, a variable her projections could not contain. It was not force. It was not submission. It was the quiet, undeniable weight of a single, defiant love, and the civilization that bred such an impossible thing. The chamber was silent save for the distant hum of the hive. The fleet, the queen said at last, her hum softer, wearier. It will hold at the system's edge. We will reevaluate the projections. She looked at the human, then at her daughter, now glowing with a hope so bright it hurt to see. You will both, the queen said, the words tasting strange. Explain this other way to the high conclave. They will not understand. The man nodded once. We will explain it together. The queen left them then, retreating to her chamber. The star chart still swirled, Orion's spur blinking ominously. But now, superimposed upon it, she did not see a simple biomass reserve. She saw a terrifying, vibrant, beautiful chaos. She saw a world of individuals. And she saw, for the first time, that her daughter had not chosen a pet or a curiosity. She had chosen a partner, and perhaps, in doing so, had chosen a future for them all. The queen asked, "Who's that?" The princess replied, "The man I wed." And in that simple, impossible statement, the galaxy had quietly shifted on its axis.